What's up, guys, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Greyhound, the newest Apple TV original movie that's directed by Schneider and is written by TomHanks. Before we begin, please hit that subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next, and comment below on any video you watch, including this one. So it's pretty well known that TomHanks is a big into World War II. He's a big World War II aficionado. He's worked with Steven Spielberg on a lot of stuff like, Saving Private Ryan, the well-received Band of Brothers in the Pacific. So the guy loves his history. So it makes a lot of sense for him to take on a novel which is inspired about the Battle of Atlantic, but it's called The Good Shepherd by C.S. Forester, and turn it into a property that, was an interesting era of World War II. This is very early World War II. This is a very good turning point for Britain. And it's an interesting era of World War II because it's not really well known. We know about Normandy, we know about Iwo Jima, we know about the Pacific Theater, but do we really know that much about the Battle of Atlantic? And not really. Like, I didn't really even know about it. And apparently the Battle of Atlantic was this big battle thing where these ships were being towed across the Atlantic to bring goods and supplies. And there was this thing called the Black Pit. And the Black Pit was an area of the Atlantic where we had all these U-boats that would go into a thing called the Wolf Pack, which is a bunch of U-boats put together that would strike and attack and sink, battleships and so on and so forth. And that's what this movie centers around. It centers around this character named Krause, who is played by Tomhanks. And this is a fictional story, but inspired based on the Battle of Atlantic. And this is literally his first command. He is basically put in charge with transporting a bunch of ships, keeping them safe, and the ideas and ideologies behind how insane and intense and how dangerous that mission could be or was. And that is a really fascinating thing. Like, I love what TomHanks does as an actor. I love that thing you do. I think he's a great writer. I think he has a lot of ideas that he knows how to spill out into the open. And when it came to this movie, I didn't really like the trailer. I thought it was very, very CG heavy. I thought it was a little weird and kind of goofy. But the movie's not. The movie's actually quite entertaining. It's not on a story like structure where all the characters get great development, because they don't. But it's an intense piece of work for 90 minutes. You're watching this captain who is basically in charge of this whole fleet take all the brunt of the force of these U-boats who are laughing at him because they're like, we're going to sink your ships and blah, blah, blah. And it's just a really, really tense movie that does so much with 90 minutes. It's actually quite impressive how fast-paced this movie is, how drawing it is, and how just chaotically insane World War II was at this point when America started, going into war. And from get-go, you're on this ship, and the ship's being attacked from the minute go, and they're trying to do maneuvers, and it's basically like a naval war battle for 90 minutes, and it's so impressive to watch. The visual effects in this movie are so good and so well realized that they don't deter from the movie itself. They actually help the movie give potential. Apparently they filmed this movie on the USS Kidd, and you really get the sense and feel of all these characters. Stephen Graham plays his second in command. You really feel the nuts and bolts about what's going on in the ship. You feel how the captain has to, talk to his gunners, and he has to talk to the people who know take care of moving the ship. And he has all these moving parts, and you can just feel the stress that's being put on him. You can feel the horror and the nature of he may not get back to his wife, who is played by Elisabeth Shue. And this is why people like TomHanks are so good at what they do, because they have material that they can put on the screen, get produced, even if they have a director like Schneider, who does a fantastic job directing this movie, and really give something really truly unique. We see the Normandy battle over and over and over, but we don't see stuff like this, and that's what makes this movie so good. Could this movie have been a TV series? Absolutely, because we don't really learn about any of the characters. We see a couple of characters that have bigger parts, like I said with Stephen Graham, but there's no story arcs to any of these characters. They're just there to fill roles and getting this ships across, the Atlantic. And it doesn't make it like a bad thing, but you wish you could see more. Like I said, the movie only runs 90 minutes, so there's like you're dealing with the whole scenario of them just trying to get across the Atlantic, but you're never seeing the whole nature of the characters themselves. And I hope that this movie helps get this story told. I hope we see these characters, I mean, even if it's not these characters, but characters like this in this particular scenario in a true to life form, kind of like Band of Brothers, and see it played out. I would love to see a TV series that takes place just on the ocean and during World War II or even World War One, just to see these characters have real life and real structure. And yes, like I said, it's a fictional story, but you want to see these characters and their motivations and so on and so forth. So, and the one other thing I can talk about that I really enjoy is you don't ever see the enemy. Well, you see their ships, you see the U-boats, but you only hear them. You don't actually see them. You see the missiles. You don't really get an idea of who these bad guys are. So it's giving us a one-sided approach, and it's kind of like a bad guy versus good guy scenario. But I kind of like that. I kind of like that it's focused squarely on Tom Hanks' character, on the people on the ship. It's giving us their points of view, and is giving us an antagonist that is a more open-ended character, because it could be anybody in those U-boats, and maybe one day we'll learn about the guys on the U-boats and how they were attacking the American fleet. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. Like I said, it could be longer, it could be a TV series, but what Tom Hanks is presenting, what the director is presenting with the visual effects, like I said, they look outstanding. What the music, which is actually quite good, and what the overall arcing storytelling, which is this battle of the Atlantic, is quite good. So I definitely recommend it. I enjoyed it. It's fast paced, it's fun, and it's written by Tom Hanks, so you can't go wrong a lot of times with Tom Hanks movies. So there you go. That is my take on Greyhound. Thank you so much for watching. If you watch this movie, let me know in the comments below what you think of this movie. Otherwise, if you like this video, hit the like button. That's awesome. If you dislike it, hey, it is what it is. But also subscribe to my channel, which is Movie Emporium. Also hit the notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. And that's it. We'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these two videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.